Hey guys, in today's video, we'll take a look at some cram vocabulary, some English vocabulary and definitions, and also example too. So do you know what a cram is? Like in most countries, cram is a serious problem in some country. For example, in some poor country or in some rich country as well. So cram, English vocabulary and definition. We'll take a look at some terms or some phrasal verbs that related to cram. So are you ready for this? If you're ready, then let's get started straight away. Here is the first term, assault and battery. So, assault and battery. We take a look at each word because this is the term assault and battery. Many people say assault and battery. So take a look at the word assault first. An assault is an attempt or trait to injure another person. Like you can just see that this person is trying to injure the other person. That's it, really easy. And for the battery, I think you already know the battery. Battery is the act of making contact with another person in a harmful or offensive manner. So you can see that when you call someone or that someone is really rude, they will say, "Don't talk to me that way," or they will say really rude words. So battery. And here's another meaning. Do you see that I'm holding a remote control, right? So remote control needs battery to run the TV. So battery has another meaning too. Assault and battery. Now we know each word, assault and battery. What is that supposed to mean? For example, the police arrested him for assault and battery against his partner. So assault, we already know that like assault and battery has kind of like similar meaning because they're both like saying rude words, trying to hit someone, injured someone. So here we have another example, against his partner. So that means he's trying to hit his partner. The partner could maybe be a friend or his wife or a girlfriend. So here we have the word arrested. Arrested is a verb. The definition is to seize someone by legal authorities. Arrested. Here's an example too. The police arrested him because he took some jewelry from the other's house. So arrest, that means he did something wrong and the police had to take him to the police station to make things right. So here we have a term, aggravated assault. So we already know the word assault, but what is aggravated assault? Here, aggravated assault is an attempt to cause serious bodily harm to an individual with regard for human life. And you can see that the definition is quite long, but aggravated assault simply means that like it's related to crime, right? So the crime, like the robber, trying to hit someone's house and steal all the things in their house, and factors that raise an assault to the aggravated level typically include the use of a weapon. So you see some video about a robber hit someone's house and they will use some weapon like a sword maybe or a knife or a gun, so that maybe if the owner of the house know that there is a robber inside, the robber will know how to attack the owner, the person that lives in the house. So use the weapon, the status of the victim, the intent of the perpetrator, and degree of injury caused. The degree of injury caused. Is it bad enough or is it just normal injury? We have an example sentence to make things right. If we look at the definition of aggravated assault, things like a little hard, but here, he was arrested for an aggravated assault in the city center last week. Here we see another word, arrested. So he did something wrong. He did for an aggravated assault. So he has to come to the police station. The police arrested him to the police station and make things right again. So we have a really interesting word over here, arrest. So remember this word. It's a really useful word that when you want to say something about crime, you will always have the word arrest or arrested. It depends on the tense. So here, the term aiding and abetting. The definition is a charge usually brought against someone who helps in the commission of a crime, though legal distinctions vary by a state. So aiding and abetting. A charge usually brought against someone who helped in the commission of a crime. So for example, you have the police, right? But if the police can't catch the crime, then the police will ask someone if they are like used to catch some of the crime, and they will work together to catch them. So aiding and abetting. Here, a person charged with these crimes is usually not present when the crime itself is committed. We have another term which is accessory. Like this term accessory is related to aiding and abetting. Aiding and abetting, which we already know in the last term. So accessory, someone who gives assistance to the perpetrator of a crime without taking part in it. Who gives assistance, like they, for example, volunteer when they don't need money, but they still work to help other people. So here's someone, they don't need money, but they still work in a part of it to help the police to catch the crime. That's it. Who gives assistance. Right, here's an example. They were arrested for being an accessory to the crime. Well, we have actually two meanings. The meaning which I say is the assistant for the police, right? But here we have another one, which we can infer to the person that worked with the crime. Even though that they don't steal things with the crime, but they still arrested because they work with the crime, and they prove, they tell the police, they tell lies to the police that the crime does not steal anything. So here's the next term, arson. Arson is our next term. Over here, we also have a definition for the arson. Arson is defined as the wilful and malicious burning or charring of property. So here, take a close look at it. Do you understand what is arson? Well, it's defined as a wide field and burning or charring of property. Like while the majority of arson crimes involve damage to buildings, arson can also be committed by a person who sets fire to forests, land, or boats. So it's simply that someone who sets fire to some building to destroy that building in order to steal something in that building. So that's arson. Simply, what is that? Arson. And we have arsonist, which a person who commits arson. Arson is a term, it's a noun, and arsonist is also a noun, but like arson here. In order to know this, you have to know what is arson. Arson, you already know that, but arson is a verb. And arsonist is a noun, a person who commits arson. And commits verb, they perpetrated or carry out something like a crime or a sin. That's it. Like in this video, crime, we know a lot of new vocabularies that we have never heard before, right? So here, we know about commit verb, so we'll take a look at some few examples of it. There are a few examples as we are about to see. So commit verb, in the word commit that you are someone. So she committed a crime. She told the police that she is a crime. She stole things. He has been arrested because he committed assault. They committed arson in the forest last summer. Committed arson in the forest. That means they set fire in the forest last summer. He committed an assault against his brother. Next we have bribery. The definition of bribery is the offer or acceptance of anything of value in exchange for influence on a government, public official, or employee. That is bribery, like the offer of acceptance of anything of value in exchange for influence on a government, public official, or employee. When you first read it, even though you know all the word about bribery, all the word in the definition, but sometimes you don't know how to translate it right. So the best thing is to read it very slowly. That is bribery. Today I'll let you try to understand it more. Bribery. And for example, he was arrested because he committed bribery. Another committed plus the verb. Bribery is the verb, committed bribery. And another arrested because, so now we know another kind of new sentence. Someone was arrested because someone committed plus the verb. So you can use these kind of sentences to talk about crime, talk about who committed someone. And we know about burglary. You can see behind the picture, burglary is typically defined as the unlawful entry into almost any structure, not just a home or business, with the intent to commit any crime inside. Like unlike robbery and burglary is totally different, which involve the use of force or fear to obtain another person's property. There is usually no victim present during a burglary. Robbery is different from burglary because burglary is often come into the house and steal things at nighttime, like at midnight, where everyone is asleep. But unlike robbery is a little bit different. Robbery always comes in the house, in someone's house, at mid-dawn, at dawn like this, where everyone is working. So they come in the house and they threaten somebody. They threaten that they're going to kill someone, or they're going to tell the police that you did something. So you are scared, so you let the robbery steal all your things. So that is the difference between robbery and burglary. Here, and burglary is a verb and burglar is a noun, a person who commits a burglary. So here, we know another kind of new sentence, a person who commits a something. That's it. So we learned a lot of new sentences today, right? Including arrested because, committed plus the verb, that's it. Many new sentences. So here we have cyberbullying. Cyberbullying, a person who commits. Cyberbullying is a term and cyberbully is a noun. Cyberbullying is a verb and cyberbully is a noun. A person who commits the crime of cyberbullying. So what exactly is cyberbullying? This crime refers to the use of internet and or mobile technology to harass, intimidate, or cause harm to another person. So let me tell you a story of cyberbullying, just to make sure that you understand what is cyberbullying. Like for example, a girl that she always uses social media and a lot of old men, even young men, cyberbullying through this girl. He would say he messaged the girl if she didn't do something for him, she will tell the police or tell her teacher. She's just a small girl. Yeah, every small girl was so scared of that. If she didn't do it, he would shout at her, he would come to her house and do something bad for her. So cyberbullying, maybe he could ask her to be naked, but she didn't want to. And he asked her to be naked and show him a picture of her naked. And that if she showed him a picture. If she didn't show him a picture, he would do something bad with her. And she showed him a picture, and it continues. Every day showing picture of naked thing or any kind of bad thing, that is cyberbullying, which is a really, really bad situation that happened in social media. We have disorderly conduct. Like generally speaking, police often use a disorderly conduct charge to keep the peace when a person is behaving in a disruptive manner, but it presents no serious public danger. That is the definition of it. Quite easy, right? Police have some good way to treat with crime. And you know the word charge. I want to look a closer look at charge. Charge has two meanings actually. It is both a verb and both a noun too. Here, charge, a verb and a noun. So a verb simply means that officially accuse someone or something, especially an offense under law. You charge someone. For example, simply meaning that you ride so fast in the middle of the street and the police said that you should charge them some kind of money so that you will learn your lesson. And for the noun, it's that an accusation, typically one formally made against a prisoner brought to trial. So charge. And here we have an example of charge plus the verb. So for the police charge him with a cyberbullying, charge him with something. The cops are charging politician with bribery. Bribery, like all this work we just learned them, they will charge her with committing a bluggery. They charge the man with assault and battery. That's it. Assault and battery, burglary, bribery, cyberbullying, all the words that we used to know. And here is charge plus the noun. The charges against him are very serious. He received a charge of assault this morning. So here we have the domestic violence. Domestic violence refers to violent or abusive act committed by one family or household member against another. So it simply means that in the family they do not like each other, so they share abusive things, which is really bad. And here we have, that brings us to the end of today's video. So bye guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video for more inspiration videos like this. So bye.